Welcome students to class today on this Tuesday the 16th. Guys, I hope you've had a good summer, and I hope you're ready to work hard this school year. I'm just going to take a couple minutes and explain some things to you. First of all, there might be some students in the room who have not met me. My name is Mr. Earhart, and I'm not going to go into long detail except to say that I do struggle with a problem called spasmodic dysphonia, which is it's not a contagious disease or anything like that. It's just a muscle problem around my vocal cords, and actually my voice is doing better now than it was about 18 months ago. So I'm going to try to talk during this video. Sometimes I might stop talking and just whisper like this. Okay, so just whatever works with my voice. If you're not new to Berean, then you already know that I have a voice problem. And if you're new, then you'll understand that you'll get used to this. And hopefully, as I continue doing voice therapy this year, my voice will get better. That's my hope, okay? But guys, listen, I want to talk to you about a lot of stuff today. I want to share my heart with you and really make this first day important and give you some important information. So please listen well. What I say today, you are responsible for. So please listen well. All right. So welcome students to the first day of class. Let's see if I can get this get this thing to work here. All right. I hope that your summer went well and that you had a really nice summer break. I want to start off the school year, this video, by talking about the positives and negatives of having a video class. I'm not going to be long-winded, but I do need to say some stuff to you that you need to hear that will affect the rest of the school year. Okay? So here we go. Understand that a great plus of having a video class is that you can re-watch different parts of the class that you don't quite understand. Now that's a huge help. It's not a huge help for students who are lazy or who really don't care. And you know what? I care about those students who don't care, but I can't change that attitude. That's up to you guys. No matter how exciting you find math or how boring you find math, you're going to have to do the work, okay? But one great positive is if you're a little kind of fuzzy on some stuff I taught during class, you can always go back and listen to that part of the video again at your house if you need to. Another positive is the access to these videos when you miss class. This is one class you should never get behind in unless you're so sick you're not even able to watch the videos. I think of a young lady a couple years ago. Most of you remember her, Jasa Allen, and she got a concussion playing club volleyball during the spring semester, and one of the things she was not allowed to do was to watch TV or any videos. So obviously she got behind in the class. But other than extreme situations like that, when you're at home sick, 99% of the time, you're not going to be too sick to open up the video and watch it while you're at the house there. Okay? So that's a great plus. Other classes, when you miss class, if you're sick for 2 or 3 days, or you're gone on a school activity for a day or two, you're going to get behind. All right? And in this class, that's not going to happen. Many students struggle with homework, as you know. Well, this video class, there's a homework video with every homework assignment. So when I give you a homework assignment, I give you a video in which I work out every single problem. That's a huge help. You can fast forward, rewind, skip the ones you know how to do, and get help on the ones you struggle with. That's a huge help. However, like anything in life, and that should say life right there, anything in life, there are also negatives, okay? The main problem with the video class is that, obviously, it can be pretty boring. In fact, maybe some of you are sleeping already. I hope not. I can only do so much to keep you entertained while I'm sitting here at my house making these videos. That's probably the biggest negative, is the class can get a little boring. But guys, there are also positives like I mentioned, and you're just going to have to discipline yourself and really listen well in this class. Listen, um, I'm not sure what happened there. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I think I fixed the problem there. But anyways, listen, guys. We had some problems last year with some students who tried to goof off during class and not pay attention. And I've got two veteran returning monitors. This video that you're listening to is being shown to the Geometry Track 1 and the Geometry Track 2 class. Both classes are watching the same video, okay? So Miss Carol and Mrs. Duke know exactly how this class works. And so they know the system that I use. If you're causing problems in class, they're going to let me know. I'm going to contact your parents. If you're goofing off during a homework time, I will give you a 0 on the homework assignment. I am not encouraging you to put your head down and sleep. But you know something? It's pretty selfish for you to not want to learn. And because you're being undisciplined and lazy, you cause other people that want to learn to not be able to learn. In fact, that's really, really arrogant and selfish. I'm not encouraging you to sleep, but if you don't want to learn and you just can't control yourself, then I don't know, maybe zone out or take a nap or something, but leave the class alone. There are students who want to learn, and I'm not being mean about it, but there are students who want to learn. And if you want to fail the class, that's your choice. And by the way, every year there has been at least one student who has not passed. Now, I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just saying if you work hard, you'll be fine. But if you don't work hard and you don't get the grade, then you don't pass. And so, be respectful to your classmates. I've already warned you that class can get pretty boring, and I don't like that. If I was there in person, I could make it a lot more fun, but I'm not, and I'm not able to. And so what I'm saying is this, work hard, and if you're not going to work hard, leave other students alone, okay? Leave them alone. Now, I need to explain to you my homework policy, so please listen carefully to this, okay? It's not confusing, but you have to pay attention. When I used to teach at Tennessee Temple Academy and at Berean Academy, homework was always due the next day. I never let you turn it in late. Miss Carol was one of my students from years ago. Her homework was due the next day. If you did not turn your homework in, you got a 0. Not a letter grade off, not 10 points off, not half the points off. No, it was a 0. And I did that because I loved the students enough to make them realize math builds. And if you get behind today, you're probably not going to be able to do the next day's math. And that's very important to me. And so don't confuse love with meanness. I'm not being mean. I love the students that I teach, and I want them to stay on top of their math. However, having said that, now that I'm not there on site, I'm a little more lenient with homework, okay? Because I'm not there to see who's turned things in and who hasn't, okay? So when you don't turn homework in immediately, I will show you a little mercy, but there will be points taken off. And every day, I announce the incompletes. Now, I don't do that to embarrass you. Please don't be embarrassed. I do that to help you, okay? So I will announce every day what students are missing, what assignments, and I will also announce by what day they must be turned in or they become a 0. And if you don't make that deadline, then the 0 does not go away. I had some parents email me last year wanting their child to be allowed to turn in some homework from a week or two in the past. And I said no. And I'm not sure if they really like that, but that's not the point. The students were warned every single day. Get this assignment turned in by Friday. Get it turned in by Friday. Get it turned in by Friday. And they didn't, so they got the 0. Okay? And so let me put it to you this way. You will always know what you're missing in my class. because I announce that every day, and which is really a great thing to do. It helps you guys, and also you'll always know when that assignment must be turned in, or it will become a 0. You will know. Okay, and the thing, one great thing about video classes is students sometimes, because they don't want to get in trouble with their parents, will say to their mom and dad, "Well, Mr. Earhart never said that." But with a video class, all of the videos are online. I can go back to the first we could be in the month of February, and I can go back to August and play the video for you or for your parents or for anyone, showing what I said in class that day. Okay? And so you will always know what's going on with your homework. The best thing to do is do it every night and turn it in the next day. Now, I want your homework done in pencil. If it's not done in pencil, that's fine. You can do it in pen, marker, spray paint, whatever you want. But you're going to lose 10 points. The highest you'll get is a 90. Okay? So I would encourage you to do your homework in pencil. Number 2, put your name on it. It should be neat. And I would show as much work as possible. You don't have to. I don't take off points if you miss problems. If you do the entire assignment, you'll get a 100. Unless you did it in pen, of course. Okay? So, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. All right? And I will give my email address a little later during this video. Anytime you email me with questions, I will get right back with you, okay? Now let's talk about makeup work when you're absent. This is something I'm really tough on, okay? Really tough. So I've not turned on my MemoPad yet. Let me turn on my MemoPad and see if my pen is working. And I don't think it's working right now. Let's see if I can get this thing to work here. Well, that's okay. There's always a couple little hiccups along the way. The first day of class, I'm going to use my mouse here, so my writing will not be very strong. But listen, please watch carefully what I expect from you. Let's say you're absent on a Monday. Now remember, I'm using a mouse, so my handwriting is going to be pretty sloppy here, okay? Let's say you're absent Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, okay? You're absent these 3 days. And you come in Thursday, and we're taking a quiz. You will take the quiz. Let's say we're taking a test. You will take the test. I can sum it up this way very plainly. When you come into my room, if you're in my classroom on the day we're taking a quiz or a test, if you're sitting in the room, you will take it. Sorry if that makes you mad or causes problems. I mean, look, I'm telling you now, so you know ahead of time. Now, why am I like that? Because there is no need for you to get behind in this class. In fact, I love you guys enough to say no. Don't goof off when you're sick or when you're missing school. Watch the videos. So on Monday, you should have watched the videos. Well, Mr. Earhart, how do you do that? I will teach you that later, okay? On Tuesday, you should have watched the videos. On Wednesday, you should have watched the videos. When you come into class on Thursday, you're ready for the test or quiz. Now, that's how it's going to be, whether you like it or not. So if you're sitting in the classroom on the day of a test or a quiz, I don't care if you've missed 2 weeks of school, you're taking the quiz or you're taking the test. Okay? Now, you say, well, Mr. Earhart, what if there are some problems? We're on vacation, there's no Wi-Fi. Whatever. Well, listen, all you have to do is email me. That's all that I ask for is an email. Email me. I had students last year. One student was a young man. He got behind. He was really sick. Had to be in the hospital for a couple of days. He emailed me, said, I've been in the hospital. I've been sick. I'm behind. Absolutely no problem. I don't mind that, okay? It all comes down to one key word. Communication, okay? If you don't communicate with me and you expect me to work with you, I'm not going to. I'm not a mean person. It's just your job to talk to me and let me know what is going on. Okay? So, If you come into class and we're taking a test or a quiz, if I've not heard from you, you're taking, so if you walk into class and you raise your hand, Mrs. Duke, Miss Carroll, I've been absent for 5 days and I never emailed Mr. Earhart, but I was too sick to watch the videos. Sorry, you're taking the quiz or the test. You must communicate with me before the day of the quiz or test. Okay? I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, contact me. Now, I need to explain some things about geometry so that you understand what the year will be like. This is so important, what I'm about ready to say. So please, please listen carefully. First of all, geometry, trust me, is unlike any other math class that you've had or will have in high school. It's almost not math, to be honest with you. There's memorization, writing. It's a different class, guys. Okay? Formulas to memorize. It's totally different. You're going to be memorizing definitions, postulates, corollaries, theorems, and formulas. You're going to have quizzes on all of these. Lots of quizzes. They're going to be fill in the blanks. If you're sitting there in track one, you're like, oh man, I'm going to switch to track two. That's up to you. But track two has the same thing, okay? It's geometry. That's what geometry is. So students, it's going to be a totally different math class than you've ever had. Now some of you will find it easier than algebra. Some of you will find it more difficult. Everyone's different. For me in high school, I did great in my algebras, my pre-cal. I had calculus 1, 2, 3, and 4, and classes beyond that. But geometry was a tough class for me. I struggled in it, okay? Everyone's different. You're going to be doing something called two-column proofs. We've got a sheet of paper, a problem up top right here, and then you put the word statements, and you put the word reasons, and you put something here, number one, you list it out, and then you defend yourself and put the reason. Then you put another statement right here. Then you put a reason over here. You'll be doing those. That's probably one of the hardest things we'll do this year are two-column proofs. They're difficult, okay? You'll be doing a lot of reasoning. You've got to be able to reason in this class. Inductive, deductive, property of syllogism, property of detachment, a lot of things you'll be learning this year. It's a tough class, but I'm going to tell you something. I can't think of anything more fulfilling than coming face to face with something difficult and conquering it. I love to work out and lift weights. I love to be challenged by a new weight amount on a certain exercise. Many years ago, when I used to be a lot skinnier and I played athletics, I enjoyed playing the tougher teams, not the easy teams. I wanted a good, close, challenging game. So this is a challenging class, but I can't think of anything more enjoyable than conquering something that's tough. And by the way, I'm not saying you conquer this class by getting an A. That's not the issue. I've had students who are lazy and really gifted and got an A in the class. I've had students who worked really hard, who struggled and got a B. I love that type of a student more than one who's gifted but lazy. You conquer the class by getting the highest possible grade that you are capable of getting. In other words, you do nothing less than your best. That's how you conquer this class. Feel free to contact me as often as you need to. I'm going to pause here for a second, copy this down if you need to. mearhart@bereanacademy.net. Okay? Email me as often as you need to with questions, comments, whatever, and I will respond. Okay? I am here to help you. All right, let's continue on. There are some items I need you to have in class with you every day. If we are doing a construction or some other activity and you don't have the necessary tools to practice what we're doing, you're going to get behind and you're not going to understand what we are doing. Please have these items with you every day. Your textbook, obviously. Bring your textbook to class. Mrs. Duke, Miss Carroll, I need your help. These books need to be covered by a certain day. I'm going to let you two decide what day, by what day, their textbooks need to have a cover on them. And then whoever does not, whether you choose to give a warning or a referral or whatever, that's up to you. I'm going to let each of you handle that. And then after you've gone through your progressions, if the student still is not responding, let me know, and we'll contact the parents, okay? But guys, bring your textbooks every day, and you need to have them covered soon. Bring your notebook for notes. I prefer a nice spiral-bound notebook or a loose leaf through a 3-ring binder, okay? So a spiral-bound notebook or a 3-ring binder. We're going to take notes every day. You'll probably fill up 3 or 4 spiral-bound notebooks. We take a lot of notes. This is a high school math class, okay? We're going to work hard. Bring your textbook every day. Bring your notebook every day. Obviously, bring your pens and pencils. Now, I don't grade things in class. You might want to bring a multicolored pen, red, blue, black, green, whatever. That's up to you. But that's for your own use, okay? I don't require I don't require that, okay? What I do require is pencils, and I would also encourage you to bring a pen to class. Calculator. Do not go home and tell your parents you need a graphing calculator. That's just not true. You're being dishonest. You need a scientific calculator, okay? Keyword, scientific calculator. You can get a good, solid, respectable scientific calculator at Walmart for probably $5 to $7, maybe $8. If you get a scientific calculator, you'll be fine. It should have sine, cosine, tangent. But you know what? You don't need to write that down. If you'll get a scientific calculator, you'll be fine. Now, if you have a graphing calculator, that's fine. It'll work. But you do not have to have a graphing calculator. Protractor. If you don't have one, get one. You need to have a protractor, okay? Please get one as soon as possible. Compass. If you don't have a compass, please get one, okay? You're going to need that in class. So when you come to class, you'll need your textbook, your notebook, pencils and pens, a calculator, a protractor, and a compass. If you don't bring those and you get left behind, that's not my fault. Please have those. Now we're going to start our exploration into geometry with lesson 1.4. I want to quickly explain why we are skipping lessons 1, 2, and 3 in chapter 1. So listen carefully. I will not be long. Please listen carefully. 1.1 is a very neat, cool lesson. It's enjoyable, but it's not super necessary. We will come back to this lesson at the end of the year if we have time. It shows how drawings can be deceiving, kind of like an optical illusion, okay? When they're drawn a certain way. So that's lesson 1.1. Now 1.2 we will never come back to. It talks about ordered pairs and geometry shapes. And we're going to cover that throughout the year. And there's really no need to cover it in lesson 2. Okay, no need at all. Lesson 3 talks about congruence and similarity. Now, those two topics are really important in geometry, really important. But when we get to those later in the book, I'm going to explain them very well, what they mean and what we're going to do with them. So there's really no need to get into lesson 1.3, okay? No need at all. Again, contact me as often as you need to. I am here to help you. Those that know me, who talk to me in the school, you know I joke around with you guys. I like hanging out with you. I'm a person that's definitely approachable. But you've got to contact me if you have questions, okay? I'm getting paid to be your teacher, and I like to do that. I actually get annoyed when students don't ask questions. If you're struggling, ask questions. Now, this is very, very important. I'm going to show you how the videos work. You understand if you don't pay attention right now and write this down and take good notes, then when you go to do a homework video at your house, you're not going to be able to find the homework video. So what I have to say right now is amazingly important. Amazingly important. Here's how they work. Here we go. The first thing you need to learn is the name of the website from which you will be accessing the videos for this class. All right. Now, if you're thinking, why would I want to access the videos? We're going to watch them on our own. Well, let me give you two reasons just to make you think a little bit. You miss class due to sickness or being out of town or on a school activity. If you miss class, you have to know how to access these videos so that you can watch what you missed in class. Number two, when you get home, you might want to re-watch some of the videos, or you might want to work on your homework, and so you need to watch the homework video. Okay? Now, as Miss Carol and Mrs. Duke both know, a lot of the homework help video is actually shown in class, but you still might need it when you get home. So it's very important you know how to access these videos. Having given these reasons, here's the process that you're going to use to view videos for this class. I'm going to show you on the internet right now, so please take really good notes. Here we go. Okay, go to youtube.com. All right. Now, when you get there, and sometimes some non-Christian videos can pop up. Thankfully, that's not happened. That's good. But anyways, let's close this ad in case something bad pops up. There we go. All right. Now, is everybody listening? Listen carefully. You go to YouTube. Now, some of you might use a tablet. Some of you might use your phones. Some of you might use your laptops, computers, whatever. Every device will be different, but somehow you want to browse for a channel, okay? In other words, you've got to find my channel, okay? So browse channels. Now, you've got to search for this channel. Joshua Earhart. Please write that down, by the way. I had my own YouTube account. I had to open another one years ago, so I just used Josh's name. That's the only reason that it's called Joshua Earhart, okay? So please take notes on this. So far, you should have written down to go to youtube.com and then browse channels and then find this channel, Joshua Earhart. Not Josh. It has to be Joshua Earhart, the entire name. Search. Now, usually two names pop up. Okay, yep, two names. Tanisha Earhart is not the one you want. You want Joshua Earhart, okay? So let's review. You go to YouTube, browse channels, find the channel called Joshua Earhart. And by the way, you might want to subscribe. And no, I do not make money on these. I'm not trying to bolster my account to get more views. I don't make any money on these. But when you subscribe, like last year, notice last year I had 45 subscribers. Most of the students I had in pre-cal, Algebra 2, and Geometry subscribed so they could find the channel easier and not search for it every time. But that's up to you, okay? So go to YouTube and search for channels and find Joshua Earhart. Subscribe or don't, that's up to you. And then click on my channel. Now, when you do that, you want to find my playlist. For example, look at this, Hope's Geometry. Over the summer, Hope McDonald took a geometry course. So this playlist was for her. Geometry Track 2, that's last year. Algebra 2 last year. Here's my playlist. Now, today, when your teachers went to this website, all of these playlists were probably gone because I got rid of last year's playlist, okay? But what you want to do is find my channel and then go to the playlist. So click on playlist. That's easy, guys. YouTube.com, search for a channel, Joshua Earhart, find it, and go to the playlist. There we go. So I'm not going to click on any of these, but you would click on, if you're in Geometry Track 2, you would click on Geometry Track 2. Okay? And then you say, well, Mr. Earhart, what video do I watch? Look, guys, they're labeled for you by the dates. So you would click on geometry. Let's say today's August what? 16th. So for today's class, Miss Carol and Mrs. Duke went into their playlist. They saw August 16th. They clicked on it. And that's the video you're watching now. Okay, Mr. Earhart, that's fine. I can do that. But how do I know what video to watch? Well, that video, August 16th, tells you what videos to watch for the day. And they're usually right underneath the video for the day. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. If you're in track 2 and you click on track 2, let me scroll back to something in, let's see, February. So let's say the date's February 10th, okay? So you're at home sick on February 10th. So you go to YouTube, you find the playlist, you click on it, and then you click on Geometry Track 2 February 10th, okay? Now this video, I'm going to mute this video if I can find it here. Okay, this video here tells you what to do for the day. Look at that right there. It tells you that teaching videos 9.1. Everybody see that? It also tells you what the homework is. Look at this, 9.1. There was no homework that day, so there was no homework to watch. Look at this, January 29th. If you click on January 29th, let's pretend you're sick on January 29th, and you click on January 29th. I'm fast forwarding the video. Look what it shows you. Look. It tells you what to watch right there. And look what's right underneath it, lesson 8.5. It tells you the homework assignment right there. It tells you the name of the help video. Right there it is right underneath it. It's always together, guys. This is the key right here. If you're absent tomorrow, which I hope no one is, if you're absent tomorrow on August 17th, you pull up the track 2 or the track 1 playlist. And by the way, if you don't know what class you're in, if you have Miss Carol, you're in track 1. If you have Mrs. Duke, you're in track 2. Track 2 is easier than track 1. So if you're in track 1 and you're absent tomorrow, you go to the track 1 playlist, click on it, find the August 17th video for tomorrow, click on it, and it will tell you everything to do. Just follow the instructions and you'll be fine. Okay? Students, I hope that makes sense. I've tried to make this as simple as possible. Okay? That's it for today. Let's have a great year this year, okay? Again, I am not encouraging anyone to sleep in class or to be lazy. But I'm not there to get on to you, which I would if I was there. I have never allowed a student to sleep in my class. I call their parents. I make them stand up. I'm not going to work hard and have someone to sleep in my class, but I'm not there. And the monitors, they're in a tough situation because you're in a boring video class. And I get that, okay? But you should not bother other students. That's just about being unselfish and respectful to your classmates, okay? So I hope you understand that. Let's work hard this year. You've got my email address. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact me.